This is the Ochoa Elementary School in Tucson, Arizona.
Good morning. Muy buenos días.
Buenos días.
Delia Hakim and Chris Confer team teach a bilingual first grade class at the school.
Our class is comprised primarily of Latino children, Spanish-speaking Latino children. We have a lot of recent arrivals from Mexico, and we have about 10% American Indian.
So today we're going to gather information, gather data by looking at ladybugs, and we're going to look at things that we can count and make a statistical portrait of a ladybug.
Today's activity is part of an ongoing investigation into ladybugs, a subject the students themselves chose.
We came up with the subject of ladybugs because we simply asked the children, what do you want to learn about? So when we asked them that question, it happened to be warm weather, and the kids happened to be playing outside, and they happened to be looking under the grass, and they happened to find ladybugs.
We're going to make a prediction of how many antennas you think a ladybug's going to have.
They got 2.
I'm going to write the number that you just said here, and I want to know why you think they have 2.
Because when we were studying about them that one day when they came over, I saw their 2 antennas.
¿Cuántas antenas piensan que van a estar?
2. Tienen 2 antenas.
¿Cómo sabes, mijo?
Yo las vi.
Today, we're also going to count how many heads they have. And I'm going to try and draw a picture of a head, okay? Do you know what shape I'm going to use to make
Circle.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to use. I'm not sure. So, and I'll put the little parts, but really it's the head that we're talking about, okay? How many heads do you think a ladybug has?
1 head.
Bien, Jose. Any other ideas?
Una. Y pueden ver con los ojos y viven en el zacate y hacen unas casas.
Ah, tú sabes mucho de las mariquitas. Qué bien, mijo. Ok. Ahora, también van a ver cuántas patas tienen. John Paul.
I know that there's 6 too because I turned it over before and then I saw the 3 on one side and the 3 on the other side.
Okay. So you've had experiences looking at them. So he also says 6.
6, okay. ¿Y Francisca?
Las patas de las mariquitas tienen 3 y 3
¿Cómo sabes?
porque ya las has mirado yo
¿Dónde las has mirado?
en el zacate.
Carmen, ¿qué dices? ¿Cuántas alitas van a tener?
2.
Como 2. ¿Y por qué crees que van a tener 2?
Porque yo había visto en el zacate que volan de medio de la alita y eran 2. No eran 4.
¿Quién más? A ver, ¿quién tiene la mano levantada? Muy, muy bonito. A ver, Tommy, ¿qué crees tú, mijito?
2 fly right there.
2 wings?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you think the ladybugs have 2 wings?
Because they fly over there and the grass they live.
Okay.
Let's pretend Mrs. Hakim and
yeah.
I are partners. Okay?
Okay.
And we are going to do the same thing that you're going to do. We're going to share a little jar. And do you know what's inside that jar?
Yeah. Ladybug.
Ladybug. And we just, together, we're going to look. Would you like to use the magnifying glass?
Thank you, Mrs. Confer. Thank you. Okay. Why don't I hold it up so both of us can see it? Can I do
We
that?
can
You
look
want
at it together.
Okay. Oh, Miss Confer, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. ¿Y cuántas antenas tiene?
Una.
Yo veo una antena.
After the teachers have completed their demonstration, the students select a partner by picking a number out of a bag. The pair then gathers the materials they need: a jar of ladybugs, a magnifying glass, and a record sheet.
The task was to explore the questions they had stated before, such as how many wings there are on a mariquita, how many legs there are on a ladybug, how many heads, and how many mouths.
I know how. I gotta write my name first.
What do you see? Count them for me.
Moving too much.
Okay, and then count them for me so I can at least hear you count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6, okay. Is that what you saw, Jeanette? Did you count them? Okay. So how does that compare to what you saw without the loop on this one? What do you have?
We had a problem that was meaningful to the children. It came from their knowledge, from their questions, and they were trying to gather data, represent data, and construct their own understandings about that process, which is a messy process. But I think it's one of the most valuable skills that any of us need.
While you're looking, let's see, Germán. What did you do? Sí, van a escribir la historia, pero díganme qué han hallado aquí.
Las antenas tienen. Teacher, look at the ladybug. It's moving too much.
Okay, wait. Go ahead.
Las antenas tienen 4 y la cabeza 1 y los pies 6 y las alas 4 y la boca 1.
Una, ok. Ahora, ¿qué van a hacer aquí?
I saw it. Sí, quiero escribir lo que cuánto hallamos.
Ok. ¿Y qué es el criterio que usan para hacer una buena historia?
Number story?
If you want to do a number story?
Yes, let's just do one now. What is 6 legs, 1 head, and what is it? 2 antennas and what is it? 2 arms. Right. 2 wings, and they got 1 mouth. Yeah. That's what. And now we gotta write the story. We're writing it, huh? I am. What are you doing? Yeah, we can start writing it.
Oh, okay.
Ladybug. Las mariquitas tienen una cabeza. Las mariquitas tienen 6 patas. Las mariquitas tienen 2 alas. Las mariquitas tienen una boca.
Muy bien, escribieron una historia muy buena. Ahora vamos a poner los números ahí en el diagrama, ¿ok? Vamos a ir al diagrama para escribir los números. Sí, mijo. ¿Ya escribieron la historia? Ok. Ustedes también pueden venir. Carmen, come with me, girl. We're going to go right down on the chart, the diagram what you got. Okay? Y Carmen, ¿quieres hacer la cabeza? ¿Cuántas cabezas encontraron? Bien. ¿Quieren seguir? 6 patas. Look how you're sharing, taking turns. What a good idea. Nice job. The children explored something concrete and they found quantities, and they actually represented the quantity with a number of X's. When we put it on the class chart, it then needed to have a different form of representation because we couldn't put 6 X's for each child. That wasn't reasonable. It wouldn't have functioned well. And so then we moved to a symbol. So the children are experiencing the power of symbolizing quantities in different ways.
¿Cuántas hay aquí?
No, esa.
Okay. Plus 6.
Va llevando la mamá. How did you figure that out? By counting.
Another question. Celestina?
How they did the numbers for seeing the ladybugs?
¿Cómo sabían que había uno aquí y dos aquí? How did you find out that there were two wings or one mouth? What helped you?
Counted them.
You counted them. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any more questions? How long it took you? I don't know.
After several students have presented their findings, the teachers review the data collected on the chart. While most of the results are similar, the number of wings the students observed varied significantly.
4, 2. Oh no, now what do we do? Are they all the same number?
Javier has a question. Stand up here and ask the kids what your question is. I love it when you're being respectful to your friends.
Cuando las mariquitas, cuando abren las alas, entonces sale una de atrás y de ahí sale la otra y de ahí volan. See, teacher, like right here.
Okay, you stand right there and show the kids. John Paul has this idea too. He wants to share.
They have 4 wings and they have 6 legs.
We want them to deal with messy data. The world is a place that's not clear-cut, it's not concise, and mathematics is a tool to understand our world. So often we're dealing with things that are not clear-cut. And we've done quite a bit of this kind of data gathering in the past. How do you gather your sample? How do you record it? What do you do with the information? What does it mean? What generalizations can you pull from that? And I think as a result of dealing with that messiness, we have kids who think.
Why is it important to engage students in collecting and analyzing data? How did different representations of data enhance student learning? What are the pros and cons of having students choose topics for investigation?